Alright guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. So recently I've been hovering around a bunch of guns and kind of trying to pick a specific one. So at this point, I just want to pick a specific gun, a specific loadout, and stick with it. Because I like to keep things the same, that way I can get used to it and advance with it. So I've been using the G36 a lot, and it's not bad, it's a good gun. So this one is definitely in the running. So I've also been thinking about trying and learning the AK-103 again, even though its recoil is pretty crazy now. It's still a good gun, so I might consider trying to learn how to fall back to this one. My last option is actually the Asval. So, I mean, I used to think it's not that good because it can only have a 30 mag, but there's not a lot of people using it right now, and I feel like I haven't used a lot, even though it did cost a bunch of money, and it's just an overall pretty good gun. So I've just been thinking about using this one, trying it out, maybe seeing if I want to switch to it. So those are pretty much the different loadouts that I have as possibilities for what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the G36 one, which I've been using recently, and then I'll do a round with the other two. Alright guys, round has started. I just got my first kill. So one of the reasons I usually can do really good with this gun is because its recoil is so easy to control. The damage isn't as high as some of the other guns that I've used in the past, but seriously, like, the recoil is not bad at all. I can control it very well, and it doesn't go left and right that much, considering some of the guns that they've made go left and right a lot. So I think right now, this is the gun that I have the favorite, but I feel like it's just not that special of a gun. Like, it just kind of, it's a very old one, and I used to use a lot, but I've kind of been there, done that. So I like it, but I kind of want to use something new or maybe a little different. Like, Asval is old, but it's not as old as this one, so that one I might consider. AK-103 is it's just really good, but the recoil is crazy. So, like, considering all in all, I'd say the G36 is a very viable option, but I don't know in the long term if I'd be happy with sticking with this loadout. Alright guys, before we get into the next round where I'm going to be trying out the AK-103, I'd like to say thanks for the support, because right now we're sitting at about 112 subscribers. And actually, that's only about 30% of you, because about 70 to 80% are actually not subscribed. So if y'all are watching my channel, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe, but you don't have to. And also, we've made a Discord server, so if you'd like to join that, just kind of hang out with the community, maybe even be involved in a video or a stream, be sure to join that. Link will be in the description below. But I think let's go ahead and move on, and I will be trying my AK-103 loadout here. Alright guys, so we got into the next round, and I just kind of want to show you, if my gun will load in, my goodness. I want to show you how bad the recoil is on this thing. Just look at this. With me zoomed in, not doing anything, watch this. I just went up the entire wall, and it goes like crooked, like so much. It's almost ridiculous. So the recoil on this thing is just so crazy, but if you're close range, there's not too much room for mistakes. So if you are really close to someone, I will say it's usually gonna make you win because of its damage. But at the same time, if you're like across the map, let's say you're in cabin map, it's so difficult to hit someone. Like watch this. If I try and hit, let's say, the corner of that thingamajig up there, look how much I miss. Like, that's me trying to control it. So it's really hard to control, but if you're in a close range situation, it'd be pretty good. Alright, so using the last loadout here for a round, I'm going to be trying the Asval. And what my loadout looks like, I also want to customize eventually, but I don't know what it's actually going to be like when I choose it. This is actually just a copy of what one of my friends' loadouts is, and I just kind of have it set up. But the gun, I think this is what I would want it looking like and being like. So we got our third round here, and I'm going to be trying out the Asval. Go ahead and show y'all what the recoil with this one is like. Whoa, I gotta do it again, I just lagged. It goes a lot slower, and it doesn't go left and right nearly as much. So I could definitely see myself being able to control this a lot more. I will say it's worse than the G36, but it's really not that hard to control. Like, I just got 2 kills off the bat. Y'all saw that. Ooh, there's a guy hiding in the darkness. I will say, after trying it a little bit, the recoil isn't what I was hoping for. It's not as bad as the AK-103, but I can still see that it's pretty high up there with recoil. But I still like the option a lot. AK-103, I'm starting to think I'm pretty much not going to do that one just because of the recoil. But it used to be my main, so I have a lot of experience with it. But I feel like it is very different compared to what it used to be. Alright, so after considering it and thinking about things, I think the G36 Loadout is what fits for me right now. It might be a little bit old, but its recoil isn't that bad. It has some pretty decent damage all around. It might not be very high with headshot damage, but when you consider how each torso, arms, and legs has a decent amount, 40 damage, I think it's a pretty good gun, and it just suits me right now. I could go with the AK. Being my old main loadout, which I used to use, I would enjoy it, but I don't think I would be able to control the recoil as much. Alright, so now, looking at the last gun here, the Asval, I considered this one as well, but it also has some so-so recoil, and I feel like it's overpriced, so I'm not so sure about using it in the long run. I feel like I'd get bored of it just because it doesn't suit me. It's an okay gun, but sometimes you just don't feel a gun, and I don't feel like this one would be very good for me. So I've decided to use the G36. And also, special shout out, we actually just got a subscriber as I was recording, so that's pretty sweet. But I think that's going to wrap up today's video. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to do that. That way you can see more Blackhawk videos like this. I try and review all the updates and all that sort of stuff. And be sure to join the Discord if you want to be part of a video, or if you just want to maybe talk to me and stuff. I'll always try and respond to anybody who refers to me on that. That's it for today's video, and I'll see y'all in the next one.